God is the creator of all that is, all material things, all people. You know that? And God, as the creator, knows his creation through and through. And he knows us better than we know ourselves. And as occurs in the first reading, God looked at his creation, at the human being, at the man, and says, it's not good for the man to be alone. And so he made him a helpmate, someone to be with him. But not another man, he made a woman. And all both made in the image and likeness of God. And we already know that it's not good for us to be alone. I don't just mean alone, I mean separated, isolated, alienated from others. We need to be with people and be alienated. That's not good. We know that we need that. And it's not good for our physical health either. And you might have read things like this. I've got a list of things like this, but it's a woman named Lisa Burton of the Harvard School of Public Health has found that older people with more friends are much more likely to recover from a heart attack than people with few or no friends or social supports. Another study demonstrated that people with no friends were 3 times more likely to die from a heart attack than those who with at least one or more sources of social support. And it has a lot of physical underpinnings to the point where it says a friendly face may be just as health-giving as an aspirin or a vitamin. Isn't that something? It's something we already kind of know, isn't it? That we belong with others, not separated, isolated, alienated. That's how we were made for relationship. Having said that, it would be good to acknowledge that it's not easy to live in relationship with others because we are different. You made them male and female, and they're not the same. Are they? And how do we understand one another? There are some obvious differences. There's difficulty communicating with someone of the same gender, but when it gets across genders, it ends up with something like this. The husband and wife wrote in their individual journals after a night out. I'll call the wife Martha and the husband Joe. Okay? Tonight, I thought my husband was acting weird. We had made plans to meet at a nice restaurant for dinner. I was shopping with my friends all day long, so I thought he was upset at the fact that I was just a little bit late. But he made no comment on it. Conversation wasn't flowing, so I suggested that we go somewhere quiet so we could talk. He agreed, but he didn't say much. I asked him what was wrong. He said, nothing. I asked him if it was my fault that he was upset. He said he wasn't upset. That had nothing to do with me and not to worry about it. On the way home, I told him that I loved him. He smiled slightly and kept going. I can't explain his behavior, and I don't know why he didn't say, I love you too. When I got home, I felt as if I had lost him completely, as if he wanted nothing to do with me. She goes on a little more, but ends up saying, I don't know what to do. I'm almost sure that his thoughts are with someone else. My life is a disaster. That's what Martha wrote. This is what Joe wrote. I played golf today and missed a 2-foot putt. Oh, this is a stupid 2-foot putt. I'm so mad at myself. Difficult? We don't know what's going on in the other person's life. How close we are. And communication takes work. That I worked for Marriage Encounter as a renewal kind of thing for marriages back for 5 years back in the last century. And one thing I learned is that they said that women and men's primary mode of communication are different. A woman's primary mode of communication is verbal, and secondarily, it is nonverbal. And it's the opposite for because we have eyes, ears that work, and a mouth that works, that we know how to communicate. We don't do it. It takes effort. It takes work. We are different. We need to communicate to bridge those gaps of understanding that we have. That's one thing. Another thing we know is that the relationships are meant to be mutual. The reading said that, let's see, what did it say? All right, wait, like I just said, is made a suitable partner. One scripture scholar says the best translation for that word is indispensable partner. Someone is there, it's going to be very hard to get along without her or him. God made them to be together. That's not only true for marriage, it's also true for friendships, our deeper friendships. That we have somebody who can walk with us through life. I'm not married, and I know that. That's why I live in community. We need somebody to walk with us, an indispensable friend, an indispensable spouse. And in that indispensable part, as we walk together, we need to have that relationship mutual. We have to be there for each other, give and to take. And that's when it works best. That's when a relationship thrives, doesn't it? It's kind of like the story I heard a while ago, where we had two people, again, I'll call them Martha and Joe got sick. He was feeling really, really sick. So I went to the doctor with Martha, and they went into the exam room, and the doctor examined Joe and said, "Yeah, Joe, you're really sick. In fact, it could lead to death. It could be terminal. But I think we have a chance to beat this, so I'll give you this medicine, go through this regimen, and then we'll see what happens, but we'll follow this up." So I said, "Joe, I'd like to talk to Martha separately, so would you go out in the waiting room?" So he did, and he said, "Well, Martha, as you heard, Joe is pretty sick, but and we'll do what we can medically, but there's something more that we can do. We know that good positive experience releases those chemicals in the body, which helps for healing. And so here's what I think would be good. You can make sure that the house is always looking good, and maybe put up pictures or posters or whatever that Joe likes. That would be good. I think if you cook him a breakfast every morning, some healthy kind of a lunch, and then you make, more often than not, make things that are his favorites for supper. Okay? And after supper, after you finish the dishes, I'd like you to go in and sit with him for a while. That kind of companionship is great. And even watch sports with him if you don't do that already. That's something that, gets a person's energy up. And also to initiate some romantic behavior once or twice a week or whatever, but to do that and be there for him. So she says, "Okay, Doc, I hear you." So Martha and Joe are driving home, and Joe says, "Well, honey, what did the doctor say?" And she said, "Well, he said that you're going to die." We get it, don't we? It has to be mutual. Now, in some cases, a person needs to be there that way totally for the other, and I've seen that, and that's very edifying, but normal life, it needs to be mutual. When we have engaged couples come and they answer this questionnaire and they go through this little process before marriage, and one of the sections is lifestyle expectations. And so the questions deal with, have you decided how you're going to do your different kinds of chores at home? That's kind of one area. It doesn't tell you the husband's supposed to do this and the wife is supposed to do this. It's supposed to bring up that you both need to decide what the other is going to do, how each will participate in the life of that home. It's not just up to one person, is it? I think that's a good question, a good area there. Because when there's that kind of mutuality, things go a whole lot better and people can thrive. Since it's said that God brought these two together, and what God has joined, let no human separate, we need to recognize that in all of this, we need God's help. I'm not just talking about husband and wife. I certainly hope that if you're married, you pray for your spouse. We need the help. It's a sacred union. It's a sacrament. And it's also true for friendship. I pray for my friends. I pray for their concerns. I ask God's guidance for those times, especially when there's misunderstandings between us. You could just say, I'm done with you and walk away. But if you're friends for a long time, you don't want to walk away. You need God's help, don't we? To forgive one another, to work for understanding, for things to be healed. What God joins, especially in marriage, but also believing that God helps us find the friends that we need. He brings them to us. We need them there as well. At least I know I do. I hope you do as well. Underneath all of this is a profound respect for life. A profound respect for our partners, our friends, those we walk with in life. If we do, we'll say nothing in contempt of them, nothing that's going to destroy them, only things that build them up. A profound respect for life, whether it's born or unborn. A respect for life, whether it's sick or healthy. Whether the person is free or in prison. Whether a person is American or foreign. A profound respect for life is what helps us live together with each other on this planet without killing each other. So, we believe that God has created us all to live in peace and harmony with one another, with our friends, with our spouses, with the other people in the world, no matter what country that they belong to. God has created us to live together in peace and harmony. And it would be best to know that we need God's help to do that.